Hello, my name is Christian Jr. I am a digital strategist. On this episode, I want to talk about platform business strategies. In the next 10-15 minutes, you will be able to understand exactly what platform business strategies are. You will be able to differentiate a platform business from a traditional or pipeline business. And then finally, you would be able to start thinking critically about how you can apply platform business strategies to an existing business, or how you can start innovating with the platform strategy on a new business venture. This session is relevant to all businesses, small businesses and larger organizations. The principle remains the same. In fact, you will find that the bigger tech companies have implemented platform business strategies to devastating effect. It is no coincidence that when you look at the most valuable companies the world over, a lot of these companies are actually platform businesses. Look at Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Alibaba, Airbnb, Google. These are some of the most valuable companies in the world. They are all platform businesses. If you looked 50 years ago, the most valuable companies in the world were things like car manufacturers, energy companies, oil and gas companies. But today, platform businesses have taken over. The greatest surprise, actually, when I talk to a number of my clients, is that small businesses and SMEs are very reluctant to embrace platform business models for many reasons. We're not going to go into those reasons right now. I want to bring us all to focus on how we can actually start innovating by infusing platform business models or platform business strategies into our existing business or anything that we do. Before we can do that, you need to start understanding what a platform business is and then compare that to other traditional businesses to really give you a thorough understanding of how you can make that switch or innovate and transform into a platform business. The platform business strategies or models are relevant to almost every business, almost every industry. As you start thinking critically, you will start to understand ways that you can infuse platform models into the things that you do. However, what are platform models? For you to understand platform models, I've got to use some case studies here. So let's take two companies, for example. I'm going to use, let's say, Hilton Hotel Group and Airbnb. These are both hospitality companies. They work in the same industry. So I think it's a fair comparison. Now, let's look at Hilton Hotel Group. Hilton Hotel Group is probably the world's biggest hotel conglomerate, right? They have thousands of hotels, or maybe not thousands, hundreds of hotels in multiple locations. Hilton Hotel Group was founded in 1919, so they are 102 years old. Let's look at Airbnb. Airbnb provides accommodation as well, same as Hilton Hotel Group. Airbnb was founded in 2008. Airbnb is 13 years old today, right? Airbnb provides accommodation. Hilton Hotel Group provides accommodation. Hilton Hotel Group is what we call a traditional or pipeline business. They use a traditional or pipeline business model, whilst Airbnb utilized the platform strategy. What's the difference between both of them? So with Hilton Hotel Group, their strategy is based on product development. So they develop products and they push it out to mass markets and they expect everybody to buy that product or their customers to buy that product. Rather, Airbnb, they've created a platform that allow people to engage. So you have a house, you want to make some money, you list your house on this platform. I'm looking for a place to stay. I come and I book a place to stay on Airbnb. Both companies do exactly the same thing, right? Now, let's look at Hilton Hotel Group. Hilton Hotel Group, it has a share price today of $144 or so, right? It has 170 something thousand employees. It has an annual revenue as of 2020 of $4 billion or so, $4.3 billion or so. Most importantly, Hilton Hotel Group has a market cap of $39.4 billion. Okay, let's look at Airbnb. Remember, same thing, they are both hospitality businesses. Airbnb was founded in 2008. They are 13 years old, let's say just over a decade old, right? Airbnb as at 2020 had a market cap of $109 billion. Remember, Hilton Hotel Group is 100 plus years old. Airbnb is 13 years old. Hilton Hotel Group has a market cap of $39.4 billion. Airbnb has a market cap of $109 billion, right? Let's dig in further. Airbnb has about 5,000 or so employees. Hilton Hotel Group has 179,000 employees. Airbnb turns over $3.3 billion annually, just shy of $1 billion compared to Hilton Hotel Group. Hilton Hotel Group turns over $4.3 billion. So, if you look at these two companies that do exactly the same things, it's taken Hilton Hotel Group about 10 decades to get where they are, right? It's taken Airbnb just 1 decade to get to where they are today. And if you look at both companies, one 102 years old, one 13 years old, the 13-year-old company has a 3 times market cap than the 102-year-old company, both doing the same things. The reason for this difference is because the Airbnb company has adopted a full platform strategy, whereas the Hilton Hotel Group is still operating on the traditional pipeline business model. To give you an example that just summarizes everything I've said, the Hilton Hotel Group did a press release to say, in the next 10 years, we are going to add 50,000 rooms to our hotel chain. Airbnb comes and says, that's all good, but in the next 10 weeks, we are going to add 50,000 rooms to our offerings. So when you look at both businesses, you start to really understand that a platform business can scale up a lot more quicker than a traditional business. A platform business can attain a higher market cap at a faster rate, a much faster rate, almost 10 times quicker than a traditional business. Then you look at the operational cost. A platform business has 5,000 plus employees, and they're able to generate so much revenue and have a higher market cap than a traditional business that has 170 plus employees. I hope you guys are still with me here. So you start to understand that platform business models are designed to help businesses scale up exponentially and make much more revenue than a traditional business. How do you then adopt platform strategies? How you bring them into your business or whatever it is that you're doing? Before we go into that, let's look at traditional business models. So the Hilton builds a hotel, like I said. They design a bunch of rooms. You have standard rooms, you have VIP, you have the suites and whatnot. They then advertise this product. They do marketing campaigns, advertising campaigns, and then they expect all of us to buy those products. That is defined as a pipeline business model because everything goes through a pipeline. There's the product development phase, there is the marketing and advertising phase, there is the sales phase of that product. So it goes through a pipeline. Then let's take the example of Airbnb. Rather than designing a product, Airbnb designed a platform. What did the platform do? The platform simply connected people together. People that have houses that are looking to make extra money, the platform connects them with people that are looking for places to stay. Because Airbnb do not have a product that they have to design and put through a pipeline process, advertise and market and push to mass market, they're able to scale up a lot quicker than the Hilton Hotel. Now that we all have a basic understanding of traditional or pipeline business models, what then are platform business models and how do we incorporate platform business models? Well, the first thing, as the name suggests, a platform is always a platform. So you have a web platform, you have a mobile platform. There could be also other platforms. It could be platforms on your smart TV. It could be an IoT platforms. There are many platforms that we could start with, but to leave it as basic as I can, I will talk about a platform in the sense of mobile and web applications or mobile and web platforms. So a platform business basically happens on the platform, on your mobile phone, on the website that you visit, right? So you would find that a lot of these people don't have physical buildings or physical offices. Some examples of platform businesses in the UK. If you have a Monzo bank account, Monzo is a platform business. If you have a Starling bank account, all of these are fintech platforms, right? And then you look more at Airbnb. That is a platform that you use for the purpose of accommodation. Now, what makes it a platform? Well, platform has 3 major characteristics. A platform has 3 major characteristics. And if you're thinking about developing platforms after this session, then they must incorporate these 3 features. The first, a platform must have an open architecture. So it's open in the sense that people can register or sign up or log in for free to actually get a taste of this platform or to start using this platform. So the first step is an open architecture. In addition to people being able to register and use this platform for free, you've got to make it open in the sense that to allow third parties to create additional products or to create additional value on top of these platforms that you have created. Let me simplify that. So think about Google, for example. Google created a platform, which is your Android software application that you're using. They made that platform so open, anybody can build a mobile phone and install Android on it, right? So you have more people building phones and installing Android on their phones. This is why BlackBerry went out of business, because their platform wasn't open enough to allow third parties to come and use their software or innovate on top of their software. Then what happened with Google? Google, the more devices that use the Android operating system, the more app developers came onto Google Android to build apps for Google Android. So right now you can build a business, you can build a platform without having to build a whole mobile infrastructure by tapping into Google Android service. So Google as a platform created this open Android architecture and allowed us to build additional apps on top of this architecture to extend the value creation that we offer to people. So the first step is your platform must have an open architecture. So think about it. If you sell art, you have a website that anybody can go to this website and register for free. Then this next part of your open architecture is other people that sell art other than yourself, the art dealer. If you open this platform for other art dealers to come start selling art, you've created a real open architecture, because you're not the only person creating value for people now. You have third parties creating value on top of your platform. The next step for you to achieve this platform strategy is to ensure that your platform has some governance rules. So if you have an open architecture, you must govern that architecture. You must have rules in place that people that use this platform must follow. For example, again, the Android situation. If you're trying to build an Android app, you have a set of rules that you have to follow. Let's make it simpler. Come to Airbnb. If you're trying to book an accommodation, you would see that the house owner has a bunch of rules that you must adhere to. Airbnb also have some governance policies that you must adhere to. Some of the most basic governance policies on Airbnb is this. At the end of your stay, you give a review and a feedback. You will find that you're less likely to book accommodation with hosts that have very, very bad feedback or negative feedback. You always favor the people that have good reviews and good feedback. So what Airbnb did was they put this governance policy in place to say that the platform should govern itself. So if you stay at somebody's house, if the experience is great, talk about it and let other people and share that experience with other people, so other people can then stay at the same place and use the same host. You realize that if a host has more negative comments or negative reviews, then they have less and less people wanting to stay at the accommodation. Therefore, Airbnb has implemented a governance rule in place to make sure that people understand how to behave. You have to be nice to your staff, etc., etc. And then finally, your platform, again, open architecture, governance policies, and then the final feature of a platform business is that your platform must promote engagement and interaction between users. So again, take the Airbnb case study, right? The more people that provide accommodation, the more options you have, the more people want to go to Airbnb and book this accommodation. You find that people interact. You can send message to the host can respond to your message, you can ask a few questions before you make a decision to buy. That is the engagement and the interactivity that platform businesses provide. Now that we fully understand what platform business strategies are, I want us to start applying platform strategies to our respective businesses. I have used some case studies of big tech firms. I want to bring it down a notch and look at how we can apply these strategies to everyday businesses. Before we proceed, I just want to remind us of what a traditional pipeline business is. It is made up of products mainly that go through a process or a pipeline. As you can see, production, distribution, marketing, and then sales and delivery to the customer before the customer can start using that product. However, with platforms, we're thinking more about personalization. We're thinking about growing a network of people, bringing different market sites together, and promoting interaction amongst those market sites. So when you look at some businesses today, you'd realize that they are heavily product driven businesses. So think about a makeup company. A makeup company has lipsticks and eyeliners and whatnot. How do you turn those into a platform? If you look at, let's say, fridge manufacturers, for example, they make fridge. It cools things in your house. You buy one, after a couple of years, you have to change it. How do you turn that into a platform? So you start to realize that as a product-based business, you can still implement platform strategies by opening up part of that product into a platform. So you start operating a hybrid process where you have a pipeline product. Once that product comes out of its pipeline, it then turns into a platform that people can use and create more things on and create new types of value. So again, a product goes through that pipeline process. A platform, as the name suggests, is a platform where you connect producers with consumers. This is one of the reasons why it is important that every business today has a website. At the least, your website should give us some information about your business, but your website should extend way beyond that. If possible, include a mobile application in your suite of offerings, because then you will be able to create all of these kind of interactions on these platforms that you own. So there are some things that we need to take note of when we start thinking about turning our businesses into platforms or creating platforms. The first major point is that not all platforms are marketplaces. So from the examples I've given, you talk about Uber, you talk about Airbnb, these are marketplaces, right? So you can still create platforms that promote some kind of engagement, that create value, and then give you data without it being a marketplace where there's a physical exchange of money. Not every product or service can be an industry platform. This is also very important because the problem a lot of us have sometimes is that we look for those unique niches or unique industries where there are no platforms that exist already, and we want to then become an industry leader or an industry platform. We need to start realizing, as we start strategizing, that it's extremely difficult to turn every product into an industry platform. We'll look at some of the reasons why as we go along. Now, many businesses can be platformized. However, in some cases, only parts of the product can be turned into a platform or can be digitalized for the purpose of creating and nurturing those networks, fostering interaction and engagement amongst the network, and then creating and exchanging value as well amongst the network of people that you bring together. So I've talked about all of the great things about platform businesses so far. So let's look at industry platform. What are industry platforms? If you want to create an industry platform, it's usually a company that has a great or a very strong product or technology that then opens up this product to more people to build upon this product. So as you start to plan your platform, you start realizing that a lot of the industry platforms have already been developed. You have to come up with something really unique to create an industry platform or a new type of ecosystem. So the people that did this very well are, again, Google Android. They created that ecosystem that new app developers can create new mobile apps on. And then you have the Apple iOS as well. For example, Apple started off as a product. So Apple phone was a product that went through a pipeline process. At the end of the pipeline process, they turned that same phone, that product, into a platform that people could then create new applications to run on these products. So if we start thinking about platforms not as industry platforms, but rather as extensions of whatever physical products that we have to aid that interaction and engagement, as well as data capture, then we start really implementing platform businesses. So the more innovations and interactions on your platform, the more valuable the platform is. So this is what we call network effects. You find that the more suppliers you have, the more consumers you have. The more consumers you have, the more suppliers you have. In some instances, you might need to subsidize one side in order to attract the other side. So in some cases, you realize that, okay, we have a lot of riders on this platform, but we have very few drivers. So we then subsidize the driver side to attract more drivers to meet the demand that we have for the riders, right? Now, how do we achieve network effects? Well, the first step when you design a platform is to bring together two or more market sides. So like I said again, you have the producer side and the consumer side. Those are two market sides, right? You must solve a demand and supply problem, something that we call the chicken or egg problem. What is most important? Is it the chicken that's the most important or the egg? You need chicken to make eggs, you need eggs to make chicken. So those are some of the problems that platforms actually solve. And then you look at generating value from all the interaction amongst people on your platform. With network effects, if you have a good balance of demand and supply on your platform, you find that people are engaging and interacting and creating a lot of value. As they create value for themselves, that also leads to monetary value for the business or the owners of the platform. So it's not all rosy with platforms. There are obviously some challenges to platform businesses. So some of the challenges that I want to highlight are, firstly, depending on what industry you're in or the features that you want to develop, platforms could be quite expensive to develop, especially if you're thinking about implementing emerging technologies like some forms of artificial intelligence, blockchain, smart contracts. It could be a very expensive platform to develop. Now, when you develop a platform business, you start to understand really how important digital marketing is, because it is a platform, it is a business that only exists online. Therefore, it is important to incorporate some absolutely good digital marketing and advertising strategies to raise brand awareness. That could also become extremely expensive. Sometimes the marketing of digital platforms is more expensive than the cost of actually developing the platform itself. There is also the cost of subsidizing one side or both market sides. So sometimes you might need to discount the producer side a lot in order to attract some producers to meet the demand of the consumers. Other times you might need to subsidize the consumer side to meet the demand of the producers as well. So in some rare cases, like in the case of Uber, Uber subsidizes both sides. So Uber gives drivers bonuses for joining and signing up to ride. It also gives customers discount. Your first couple of rides are free or you get X amount of discount, right? So Uber subsidizes both sides. Some people say it's not a good business model, but I understand that Uber is doing that to remain relevant in the market because they're developing their driverless cars. So that means very soon Uber would not need drivers anymore, which is one of their biggest expenses. So if they maintain this customer core, they can start pushing their customers onto driverless cars in the very near future. I know that's why Uber are investing heavily and subsidizing both market sides at the moment. They just want to maintain that market relevance. Then another problem you may find is market saturation. So you may actually need a very strong product or service, or you may have to offer an entirely new or unique value proposition in order to challenge in the industry, right? So you realize that there are many platforms out there already. Some of them are successful, some of them have failed already. If you're going into an industry, you must carry out adequate research. Now, the good thing about platform as well can also be the bad thing, which is the winner takes all or winner takes most. So with platforms, it's not like a traditional business where the older the company, the more revenue they make or the more people trust that company. With a platform business, a new player can come in literally with a platform that does something similar to somebody else, but the new platform does it differently or in a better way. You realize that that platform can start winning and taking people onto those platforms. An example is Snapchat and TikTok. So Snapchat had been there a lot longer than TikTok. TikTok came in with some new very cool AI tools, filters, and content creation, as well as reward for content creators. It made TikTok so much appealing. Now TikTok have a much larger user base, active user base than Snapchat has. But you would consider it also a new platform. Therefore, with platform businesses, it could be a situation where the winner takes it all or the winner takes most of it, because the winner is the most powerful platform. Like, who can challenge Facebook and Instagram when it comes to social media? Yes, new social media platforms can can crop up, but Facebook are winning because they've got Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Any challenger that comes up, a serious challenger, they buy up the platform as well. So you can consider this social media game a winner takes all for Facebook. We might have also other barriers to entry, like technical know-how. After your initial product development, you need to keep that product maintained. You need to keep that product ongoing. So you need good engineering and sound design teams, which may become a barrier, or again, they might be too expensive to afford. Then you have regulatory constraints. So depending on what industry you want to go into, if you're building financial services platforms, then you would face heavy regulatory requirements. You would need to comply with a number of regulations. So that would also restrict how you can design and build your product. It would also restrict the business model, that it would influence your business model to a great extent as well. So here are some of the challenges that you will face when you develop platforms, but I can guarantee you will face a lot more challenges than this. These are some of the curated challenges that we've just come up with on this end. Okay, so now let's assume that we've looked at all the challenges. We're happy to proceed with our new platform. What are the four steps to setting up a platform business? So the first step is you pick a business sector or a niche. Right. So what exactly do we want to do? Do we want to create a platform for personal trainers? Do we want to create a platform for logistics and delivery? If you pick a niche, what part of the supply chain are we actually creating the platform for? Are we creating it for a particular niche in that industry? Are we creating something for the whole industry? So we've got to start thinking about what market sides we want to bring together. Who are the producers? Who are the consumers? In this first step. So the next step is we look at what the exact demand or supply imbalance problem that we want to solve. We look at if it's not a marketplace, we start looking at our product, and then to determine what parts of our product can be digitalized to turn into a platform or to create some kind of platform network effect. So at this point in time, we're actually thinking about the kind of network effect we want to create, right? We want to look at which side of the market would attract the other side. We want to look at which side of the market we would need to subsidize initially. If from the get-go you realize that you have to subsidize both market sides a lot to bring them to your platform, which this means you have to discount a lot on both sides to attract them to your platform, then you want to think about that business model again, because it might mean that you continuously have to do that, which might be a very expensive thing to do continuously. Just look at Uber. Uber are losing money, billions and billions of dollars annually, because they keep subsidizing both the rider side and the driver side of their platform. Then step number 3, we got to design a business model. So what is our platform actually going to do? We have looked at a lot of marketplace platforms, but if, for example, you have a hair care product, or you sell a fridge, let's say you sell hair extensions, or you sell a fridge, or you sell lipsticks, how do you then create a marketplace for lipstick without exposing your platform to other competitors? So in this case, our platform business model could just be, we want to create something for users to interact and engage with themselves rather than exchange monetary value. And then after this step, we've got to then establish governance rules. So what rules actually govern the platforms? What can people do? What can they not do on our platform? What is allowed on our platform? So all of these are the four stages, the four steps that you go through towards setting a platform. Now, in each of these steps, you have micro tasks or major tasks that you may need to accomplish before you achieve your objective. Okay, so just to reiterate, I've talked about designing platform business models. When you start designing your platform, we're looking for a number of things. One, it must have an open architecture. So as much as possible, allow people to register and sign up for free, or limit the barriers to entry, allow third parties to be able to create on the platform and generate new kinds of value for people. It's even better if third parties start creating stuff and using your platforms in ways that you never anticipated it would be used. Then we have governance rules in place. Make sure that there are some strict terms and conditions. In a lot of ways, your governance rules should be built into the product, where there is less need for moderation and your product is built in a way that it automatically rejects the things that are not supposed to be on those platforms. And then look at interaction. There must be interactions on our platform. So all of the market sides you've brought together, they must be able to interact with themselves and create value for each other. Take note that we can actually create platforms that the sole purpose is to exchange value and not necessarily monetary value, but to exchange interactions, right? And interactions can then lead to a lot of financial value generation. So the next step is, when we design our platform business, we must make it agile enough to be scalable. So it must be scalable either in response to user reviews and feedback, or in order to incorporate some new features in the very near future based on how the platform is utilized. So now that you've looked at the the four steps to creating platforms, you've looked at all of the features that your platforms need to have. What types of platforms can we then start creating? So if you have a service-based business, you want to look at, or if you're interested in a service-based business, you want to look at creating transactional platforms. So transactional platforms usually offer little or no products whatsoever, right? And the transactional platform strategy is used to generate more value by connecting both market sides that you've brought together. So again, these are the most common platforms that you would find. Think about if you're looking for a nanny, you go to a platform, you see all the nannies, you see their ratings and feedback. Think about Amazon Marketplace, where you see other people selling. Think about ASOS as a brand, hosting other brands and giving them a marketplace to sell their products. Also, you can think about Airbnb examples, Uber. All of these are service platforms because they don't actually have products that they're putting out to the market. They are transacting interactions of users of the platforms, right? The next step is product business. So if you have a product business, you might start looking at innovation platforms. So with innovation platforms, right, you're using technology, usually infusing artificial intelligence and data to drive more value creation by opening up a part of your product to third parties. So you can either allow third parties to create additional products on top of your products, or you can simply open up parts of your product to interaction amongst your customers, right? Sometimes allowing your customers to personalize their experience with your product on your website or your mobile app can be a very innovative platform. A very good example of product innovation platforms are like smart fridges, where you see companies that have they've been selling fridges for a while, and they started thinking about how to platformize the fridge, and they open up parts of this fridge so that you can personalize them or create new kinds of value. Every user would start using their fridges differently in a personalized way that suits them, rather than just the one size fits all. We'll look at examples of those as well before we end this session. The final type of platform we could create are the hybrid platforms. So for organizations that have products, but they wish to offer service platforms as well based on the product, they can employ a hybrid platform strategy to be able to achieve that. A very good example is the beauty company L'Oreal. They've done this so well because they've created platforms around a lot of the products that they offer. So they've offered service platforms as well as product platforms. So transaction platforms and innovation platforms as well. When you combine both innovation and transaction platforms into one platform, you are considered to be using or implementing a hybrid platform strategy. Whatever strategy you use, your platform business must and should create some form of network effect where it brings different sides together and enables them to create value. The more of one side that comes to the platform, it should bring more of the other side onto your platform. The network effect doesn't only end on your platform. Your platform should be designed in a way that external players can easily, people that use your platform can easily share the things that are going on your platform with external players. Again, TikTok did this so well that if you didn't know what TikTok was, you'd be on Instagram and you would see videos on Instagram that had the TikTok logo in it. You get people start asking, but why don't you guys leave your TikTok videos on TikTok? Why are you bringing it onto Instagram? Because TikTok had a good platform strategy that made it easy for people to share the content from TikTok across all of these platforms. So to achieve that network effect, you also need to make it easier for people that visit your platform to share the things that are happening on your platform with people on other platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other digital platforms as well. That's how you start achieving a real network effect, because a user comes today, goes back, shares this content on Facebook, influences 3 other people to come to your platform tomorrow. The 3 of them come tomorrow, they have a good experience, they go back, share it on their respective pages. Now they will influence 9 people or at least 12 people to come back to your platform. So if you do the math, it actually works. The network effect works if the platform is designed effectively to promote those kinds of interaction on and off your platform. Okay, so to give you the best analogy of this is to show, I've got a bunch of companies on my screen, right? These are all businesses that I'm sure most people are familiar with. There are some interesting entries there, like I've got the SS fridge, which basically means Samsung fridge. I think it's very interesting to add a fridge into platforms. Just think about it, a fridge in your kitchen. How is a fridge a platform? Or how is makeup? How can hair care become a platform? So as you start thinking about designing your own platforms, I want to show you some of the things that are out there. So if you look on my left, you have all of these all of these businesses implementing the transaction platform strategy. So you can see they're all service-based. Amazon Marketplace, they're providing a marketplace service for people to come sell products. Cowrywise is an investment platform that creates an investment marketplace as well, where you can see many investment companies, you can see numerous investment products and decide on which one you want to buy. ASOS also has a transaction platforms marketplace strategy. Alibaba, same thing. Treatwell, the same thing. You can go there, find hairdressers. On Alibaba, you can go and find manufacturers can meet consumers or other small businesses, B2B or B2C interactions on Alibaba. Okay, so if we look at our right, we have a lot of innovation platforms here where they all started off as products. And then all of these on my right hand side turn the products into platforms. So I'll give you some examples. If you look at Microsoft Azure, Microsoft turned it also into a platform. Google created Android as a product, and then they turned Android into a platform where other people can create new apps on Android. The same thing with Apple iOS, the same thing with Amazon Web Services. Then you have the interesting entry there, the Samsung fridge, that for several years Samsung just made this one product that went through a pipeline, production, assembly, marketing, delivery, etc., etc. The fridge comes to your house, and then you just leave it there. After a couple of years, you buy a new fridge. So how did these guys start innovating to turn that into a platform, a product into a platform? So now we're looking at organizations that have built products and turned them into platforms. Another very interesting entry here is the L'Oreal makeup company. They have hair care products, they have lipsticks and makeup products. How did they then turn all of these into platforms? I'll give you these case studies. So the time that you mix a product and create some kind of platform on top of that product that allow people to interact based on some product offerings, then you are creating what we call a hybrid platform strategy. So all of these companies I've talked about, you can see how they merge, they converge to create a hybrid platform strategy. So again, ASOS create their own products. They manufacture their own products. Now they got so popular that they probably realized, wait, we have so many more customers that we can service than we can service. Why don't we open our platform to other designers? So they opened up their platform to other designers, and they collect commissions based, so they're making money off their competitors, which is a win-win situation for everybody, right? The sellers on the marketplace are happy because they get the exposure, they sell their products. ASOS keeps a percentage. Remember, ASOS has built this platform, so it's not like they're spending money every day building this platform. They can onboard as many new sellers on this platform, which will only attract many more buyers. As sellers start advertising, we are on ASOS, find us on ASOS, more of their customers want to go onto ASOS as well. So you're starting to achieve a network effect. I think this is really cool because when I talk to a lot of my customers or some of my clients around about opening up their ecosystem to competitors or third-party players, everybody gets a bit, why would we want to do that? And you try to give them all of these case studies and let them understand that the platform business models really means that somebody you may start co-opting or working with somebody that you may consider to be a rival because of the platform business strategy. Okay, so so there are two entries here, two major ones I just want to focus on, all three. The ASOS, the Samsung fridge, and the L'Oreal Paris as well. What they're doing with their products. So let's have a look at this fridge. So Samsung thought it'd be a great idea if we could turn an everyday fridge into a platform. So what did they do? They infused artificial intelligence into a fridge, which connected the fridge to the internet. Once you connect a device to the internet, you start realizing that you can do a whole bunch of things. Oh, the fridge is £4,000, by the way, right? So you start realizing you can do a whole bunch of things. So what can I do with a £4,000 fridge? And how did Samsung turn a boring product such as a fridge into a very interesting platform? So first, artificial intelligence, innovation. They added a simple screen onto your fridge. Through this fridge you can do a whole bunch of things. You can leave a family board, you can leave notes on the fridge because everybody looks at the fridge, so where best to leave a note, right? You can synchronize your calendar to your fridge so you can see what you are up to or you're supposed to be doing at a glance, which I think I'd find useful as well. This means that you can start interacting with other members of your family and even people outside of your home through the fridge in your kitchen. I find that very interesting. Okay, so you have touch screens. Your kids can also play. Your kids can leave notes for you on the fridge. So this is, again, you're looking at a lot of interaction going on, a lot of data being created that the company can actually monetize. So you can watch cooking shows, or you can get instructions about how to make what you're trying to make, again, from your fridge. I find that really interesting how you turn this into a platform, right? So you have all of the entertainment. You can run apps on this. So now third parties can start creating apps for the fridge. So Spotify, for example, can create a Spotify app that runs on your fridge. So as you're cooking, you're playing Spotify. You have a YouTube app running there. That is how you turn a fridge into a platform that third parties can come and start creating new applications for that would run on your fridge. So there's a new business ecosystem or new platform ecosystem that is coming up just for fridges alone, right? So you have the same thing with your mobile phones, how Apple did it so well, and these people are starting to do it with your fridge now. So very soon you have app developers writing applications for your fridge. So I can write an application that would help you make cocktails if you have certain amounts of things. I can write an application that can order some new items when they run out of your fridge, right? I can access the web from my fridge. I can look at my fridge. Do you ever sit down at work someday and you want to go to the shop, you don't know what you have in your fridge? I can turn on my mobile phone and see my fridge in real time. I can tell what's missing in my fridge and I know what to buy from the shop. It's incredible. It's an incredible innovation how you can turn a fridge into a platform that is so interesting. I would spend a lot of time with my fridge if I had something like this, right? So you can see other things that you have there. You have recipes. You have recipes that come as part of the fridge as well. So this is where third parties can create new things. So you can have a business that specializes in creating recipes that get delivered to your fridge every week. You get a new update. That is a platform that has chefs, and then it has consumers in their homes. Chefs are creating recipes on this platform. Consumers are consuming the recipes, and sometimes they might pay a small subscription fee. So a fridge is now creating value for people by connecting chefs with consumers in their homes and helping them with their daily cooking activities. So this is very, very interesting. And then you have other things where you can integrate an oven with your fridge, where your fridge can pass instructions from a cooking recipe to your oven, and then monitor the oven, and your fridge can tell you what's going on in your oven. It's incredible, and all of these devices are able to communicate via Internet of Things and technology, right? So this is a case study of how, okay, your fridge can actually create a shopping list for you. It will tell you what is missing in your fridge, what you don't have, what you're running out of. It creates a shopping list for you. It emails it directly to your favorite supermarket or Amazon or one of them, and then they deliver these things directly to you. They charge your card and deliver these things directly to you. I think it's an incredible piece of equipment. Also it has voice control, right? You can now talk to your fridge, do this, do that, and it carries out those actions. You can make a phone call from your fridge, so you can talk to people from the fridge. It's incredible how they've turned the fridge into a platform. So a lot of the times you might have existing boring products, and with good people around you, with a good innovative thinking process strategy, you can turn those boring products into very interesting platforms. Personally, I think this fridge is worth all 4 grand. If I had the money, I would definitely invest in a fridge like that. So that is how you can turn a product into a hybrid platform. So now Samsung with that fridge, that's a product. They've created a service. They've created services around that fridge. So the services could be developing apps for that fridge, or creating recipes, or creating for chefs to create recipes for that would be passed on directly to people's fridges. So that is a service that they've created on the left hand side from the fridge product. So that has made Samsung fridge a hybrid platform, because they have a physical product, and that is what you call an industry platform. That is an industry platform. It is a fridge that you can start innovating on top of fridge. I'll give you an example of a makeup platform in the next few slides. But this is how you start to understand innovation platform strategy, which is heavily tied to products, and transaction platform strategy, which is tied to the services that you plan to create. And then you can have a mix of both to create a hybrid platform strategy by turning your product into a platform, or turning aspects of your product into a platform where people can interact and create value. Okay, so I want to start looking at everyday businesses. What are the ideas that we have to turn everyday businesses into platform businesses? So I'll look at more case studies. I will also bounce some ideas. So if you have a logistics business, at the least, you must have a platform that allow people to book deliveries, print package slips, track deliveries, or have live chats with your drivers. It would ease and share their location, geolocation in real time. It would ease a lot of stress and create value for both the riders and the customers. Now, let's assume that you have a delivery company. For all my friends in Nigeria, let's assume you have a delivery company in Lagos. There was a time where you had a big boom of delivery companies. Let's assume you have a delivery company in Lagos. You only have enough capacity to deal with people in Lagos. But then you have 35 other states that you could target. So you could then create a platform that for yourself that helps you deal with your customers in Lagos, that they can book deliveries, track deliveries, and the likes of it. Then, in addition to that, you can open up that platform to third parties. So, to all the states that you can't physically go provide service, you can allow other smaller delivery companies that don't have these kinds of platform to onboard on your platform, provide delivery services, and you keep a commission of what they make. Again, it's a win-win situation. Everybody's happy. These smaller delivery companies are not spending thousands of dollars to build their own platforms, right? So they're able to piggyback on your innovation, and you're keeping a commission of everything that they make. So everybody's happy. You're still keeping your clients in the city that you operate. You can have some governance rules on this platform, right? So you can have governance rules on these platforms to make sure that, for example, if you say, I don't want anybody in the same city as as I am, like in the same city where we operate, we don't want people to register. You can actually block delivery companies from registering in your local vicinity and make sure that the only people that register on that platform are people that will not compete with your business. So that's a way where that's how you can turn a logistics business into a platform that will attract other logistics companies. It will attract customers. It will also attract small businesses, because small businesses can come and send packages on this platform. Another thing that it will do for your customers is that it will reduce the cost of delivery, because if you open up this platform to third parties, if you have multiple delivery companies on this platform, you create some kind of competition, right? Which will then lead to value creation for the customer, because the customer starts spending less on delivery. And for the delivery companies, you are able to give them volume as a result of your platform. The cheaper the delivery, the more customers you have. The more customers you have, the more deliveries and volume you can give to the delivery companies to compensate for the reduced prices that they provide on your platform. So again, everybody's happy. Everybody in this ecosystem is extremely happy. So let's look at blogs and magazines. If you have a blog or a magazine, if you want to set up one of those, why do you want to stress yourself writing or creating all your content? You can set up a platform, open up your platform to other creators. You can monetize your platform through advertising. You can reward the creators of this content based on on a percentage of the revenue earned. You can also have some governance rules. What is acceptable content on a platform? You can allow people to rate, comment, and give reviews on this content to help you look at the writers or the content creators that you promote even more. Forbes, they do this absolutely well. You have a lot of Forbes writers, so they've opened up their platforms to CEOs, subject matter experts. They just come to the platform and contribute to the platform. So fashion brand. Now, the simplest form of a fashion platform is a fashion marketplace. The case study we talked about, ASOS, they do it so well. If you want to set up a fashion marketplace, always pick a niche that you want to focus on. Sometimes when you want to do everything, you end up not doing anything so well. So with a lot of fashion brands, you would find that they create their own products. As a result of that, they're unwilling to open up their platform to third-party creators, especially startup. Imagine a startup fashion brand wanting to open up their ecosystem to other startup fashion brand. It could really hurt your earnings, because you guys are all starting up. If you're thinking about infusing platform strategies, it doesn't have to be the ASOS model where ASOS opened up their platform to other brands as well. You could actually infuse platform strategies by, yes, creating a transaction platform similar to ASOS but slightly different. So if you make dresses, your marketplace platform could only allow people to list shoes for sale or other kinds of accessories, not the dresses that you make, for example. You could also say, I want to do a product innovation platform where my customers can come onto this platform using artificial intelligence. They can interact with my product, they can personalize their products, they can personalize the experience on their platform. Imagine if I can come onto your website and then design my suit myself, right? And then submit it to you, pay, and you make the suit for me the way I've designed it on your platform using some kind of machine learning or artificial intelligence tools. So let me give you a case study. If you're thinking about, if you have a fashion business and you want to turn a fashion business into a platform, let's look at the fact that we are not creating a marketplace. We don't want to create a marketplace for other fashion businesses. Rather, what we want to do is we want a product innovation platform where we can allow people to personalize the experience on our fashion website. So let's say you have a fashion platform. At the list, it's an e-commerce website. I can go there and buy all the items you want to sell. You also have bespoke designs. I can make my own designs on your platform. Then after I make my own design, you can choose to publish my design on the bespoke design marketplace, where so other people may choose to buy my design if they like what I have created. That is a platform ecosystem. How would it work? You have your normal customers that go to your website every day to buy normal e-commerce and normal fashion items. One day, customer A comes and says, you know what? I don't like any of these things here. Customer A sees an option to say, create your own outfit, create your own whatever it is, right? Customer A says, okay. Customer A visits the platform using an AI tool. They create their outfit, personalize their own design, and then pay online for that design. You can even do it in a way that if you add one button, it's £2. You add a second button, is another £2. If you want to add a shirt pocket, it's £3 extra. If you don't want a shirt pocket, you can save yourself some money on that piece of outfit. So the user is really personalizing the experience, right? Now, the fashion designer makes that outfit and sends back to the user. So the user creates it, submits, and the fashion designer receives the order, sees the personalization, sees what the customer wants, creates it, and sends it to the customer. The fashion platform says, okay, well, we like this. Let's add it to our catalog of bespoke designs. See if other customers like it, if other customers also want to buy this design. Usual customers come to the platform, they see the design created by customer A and they start thinking, you know what, I actually like this bespoke design. So somebody else comes and buys the designs that somebody else had created that was not part of the initial fashion platform catalog. Now, every time this design of customer A is sold, the fashion company will pay a commission to the customer that created that design in the first place. So it could be anything. It could be 2% of all sales of your design. It could be 5% of all sales. Now, this is how a normal everyday customer, just by interacting with this AI tool and personalizing the experience, they can sit at home earning 2% or 1% of every sale of an item they created as something they did for fun. Right, so now the customers will leave reviews on these bespoke designs. So based on those reviews, new customers that come onto the platform, if they see a bespoke design rated 5 stars, a lot of people would want to look at it and understand why, and that design becomes even more popular. Then look at all of the customers on your platform. You start to realize they have networks of friends and families outside of this platform. So how do you then reach them? For example, I've created a bespoke design. How do I then get people to see my bespoke design, people outside of this platform? The platform then makes it easy for customer A to share their designs with their friends and families on other platforms as well. So I've created a design. At the end of it, after I submit, I have an option to share your design on Facebook and Instagram. I click that, I share my design on my Instagram profile on my Facebook profile, my Twitter profile, and my followers can click on it, come back to the website, see what I've created, and they can start buying too if they like it. So I'm starting to achieve a network effect for that company. The minute I advertise my link, and then on other platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, I get my friends and family, other customers do the same things as well, and we get our friends and family through our word of mouth referral to go onto this platform and buy our designs or buy other things that these platforms have to offer. That means we've achieved a network effect because we've created value for other people. We have brought other people as well to the platform, and everybody's interacting and exchanging data in a way that's beneficial to this fashion business that created the platform in the first place. So this platform has governance rules because it has ratings and reviews. If the bespoke designs have very bad reviews or ratings, you don't display them in your catalog, for example, right? And then you have acceptable policies as well, acceptable use policies, where people know what they can and cannot customize on your platform. So with this case study, you're actually creating a lot of value because, first of all, you're promoting personalization. You're allowing your customers to personalize the experience. If you ask anybody in marketing today, they will tell you that personalization is one of the major considerations of consumers when they make decisions to buy from you. So you're giving people the ability to customize their fashion and their experience on your platform. You're promoting interaction between your customers. Your customers are engaging and creating value for themselves, as well as in the same process, they're engaging with your platform as well. In that process, you're collecting a lot of data because you will understand the kinds of designs that your customers are interested in based on the personalized creations on your platform. In addition to that, you're creating value for upcoming fashion designers by exposing their designs to the whole world on your platform, or to your entire audience on your platform. You're also creating value for them by giving them small commissions on everything that is sold. So by innovating to create this platform, you will achieve a lot of things. You will achieve brand awareness because as people create their bespoke designs, they will definitely share it on social media platforms and get other people to engage with your platform. You're also going to increase revenue as a result of this engagement. People will buy other things from your platform as well. We talked about personalization and the other things that you can achieve by creating an interactive ecosystem or an interactive platform where you can pick up a product as boring as a dress. And sorry, I do apologize, dresses are not boring. You can pick up a product like a dress and then digitalize that product to get people to engage on online platforms, mobile app, web apps, over a piece of clothing. Very interesting. So L'Oreal is a brand that I've talked about a lot. I like them. I did a lot of case studies on L'Oreal as part of a marketing project. So I've seen a lot of what they do. I like what they do. It's so great. So think about a hair product again. Think about hair attachments. How do you turn hair attachments into a platform other than creating a place where people can buy and sell hair attachments? So what L'Oreal actually did, they're very innovative. They created some mobile apps with artificial intelligence. So with the mobile app, you can be at home, you can pick up a L'Oreal product, you can use it to make your hair. Literally you try different inspirations. You can use their AI tools to try a look to see what the hairstyle actually looks on you before you go make that hairstyle. I think that's incredible that you can pick a hairstyle, turn on your camera on your mobile phone, and you have an app that would show you physically what you would look like with that hairstyle. And then if you're ready to proceed, on the same app, pardon me, on the same app, L'Oreal will also show you all of the hairdressers that use those L'Oreal products, that they know stock those L'Oreal products around you. So they will navigate you to the nearest hairdresser. You could even see some details. You can make a booking, make a reservation via your interactions on this app. So how have they turned the product into a platform? You'd realize that many beauty brands do not actually want to open up their ecosystem to other players, because it means that, so for example, if L'Oreal had like a marketplace, it means that Fenty Beauty and all of these competitors can sell. So marketplace is not an option. So what they do then is product innovation to turn those products into platform, and the focus there is usually to get their customers to interact with the brand, or customers to interact with suppliers, and then suppliers and or an ecosystem of L'Oreal as a business, the customers and the suppliers all interacting in this ecosystem, like the example I've given to you about this my hairstyle app, right? So you can try a lot of their products. They've done the same thing for makeup, lipstick, eyeliners. You think about a lot of the products that they have. They have built mobile apps powered by AI that actually allow you to try a lot of their products in your house, interact with their products on their platforms before you make a decision to buy. As a result, their sales are going over the roof. They're making so much money through these platforms. If you want to have a look, simply go to your app store, look at L'Oreal. You see all of the kind of platforms that they've developed around their products. All of these platforms all of these apps were designed to platformize their everyday products that people use in the physical. I think you should check them out. They have a few items. So again, if you go here, you would see how a company, this case study, a company has taken something like a hair product, created a platform around that hair product that allow their customers to interact with the hairdressers over those hair products. Hairdressers stock those products. L'Oreal can send customers directly to those hairdressers. And the customers know that the hairdressers are using genuine L'Oreal products because they were recommended by L'Oreal to those hairdressers. So you're creating value for everybody in this ecosystem, right? The customers are happy, the hairdressers are happy, L'Oreal as a brand are happy because of the amount of data they are collecting in real time from all parties involved. Okay, so some of our examples of tech platforms. The reason why I'm showing you fintech platforms is this, right? You could be watching this video from anywhere in the world, and some of these platforms already exist in the UK and the US, but they may not exist in your third world country or emerging economy. So you don't actually need to reinvent the wheel. You can pick one of these platforms, go to your area where there's nothing like it, and just start innovating, create a platform. So one of the things I like about crowdfunding is this, right? As a business owner, if you wanted to start a business, especially in the UK, you had to go to a bank, apply for a loan, you needed some form of collateral, or you needed to have good credit or something. Now the bank will give you a loan and say, this is 20% you have to pay back. Take it or leave it. But today, we have a lot of crowdfunding platform, like all of the things you see on my screen: Indiegogo, Kickstarter, Seeders, Our Crowd, etc. You go onto this platform, you can register for free as an investor, or you can register for free as a business owner that's seeking investment. So business owners create business pitches, upload them to the platform, investors come, the platform has governance rules. They will go through your pitch, make sure that it meets all of their criteria, and then they accept your pitch, publish it onto the platform. Investors come, read the pitches. If they are happy, they will invest. If they're not, they'll move on. But the value you're creating on these crowdfunding platforms are enormous, because now you could say, instead of accepting the bank product, which is one size fits all, you could say on this platform, oh, I want to raise equity only, where you give people equity and they are not loans. So whatever happens in the business, you don't owe anybody to pay back. Or you can say, I want a loan at 5%. So you have this option to personalize your experiences or the outcome of your interactions on these platforms, rather than the one size fits all approach. So look at your country, look at the regulatory requirements, and then think about how you can start one of these crowdfunding platforms. Also take note, right? Even if you're in the UK or USA, you can still start a new crowdfunding platform. A lot of these companies, they don't accept certain businesses. They don't allow certain businesses to crowdfund, or they reject some kinds of businesses. You can create a new crowdfunding platform that you have maybe a different risk tolerance, or you're targeting a particular niche that may have been ignored. For example, a lot of these platforms, you cannot advertise cannabis business, for example. But in the US now, a lot of cannabis businesses are legal. Therefore, if you want to start a new crowdfunding platform for cannabis businesses, that is a niche you're looking at, and that is an idea you may want to explore if you live in places where cannabis businesses are legal, right? Okay, blockchain platforms. Now, a lot of the times people talk to me about blockchain. They want advice on about investing in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Personally, I have a very fragile heart. I don't invest in cryptocurrencies. Yeah, crazy. I don't invest in cryptocurrency at the moment. So if you are like me, right, and you're looking for ways to get into the crypto and blockchain business, then why not look at building platforms, crypto exchange platforms? Build a platform that allow crypto users to come and exchange cryptocurrencies. I have Ethereum, I want to buy Bitcoin. I come on your platform, I exchange it, I pay you a commission. I have cryptocurrency, I want to withdraw money I want to turn it into physical cash paid to my bank account. I come onto your platform, I give you crypto, you send money to my bank account. That is a platform that you could actually make so much more money from than the people that are actually investing in cryptocurrencies, right? So there will be some governance rules in this kind of on these kinds of platforms. You have like KYC before people can exchange currency. You have to ID them, go through KYC, have transactional limits to make sure that you don't expose yourself to a lot of fraud. So this is how you can create a blockchain platform that you can start making money off everybody else that is buying cryptocurrencies without you investing in cryptocurrencies directly. Also, if you look at other fintech platforms, think about money transfers. Money transfer is also one heavily one-sided thing. You go to a bank, they give you a rate, take it or leave it. They give you, even sometimes they give you transaction fees, take it or leave it. You could create a platform as well that you allow people to exchange value, exchange currency. I have currency, I want currency. I can exchange it with other users on the platform. There's one very good one I know that's coming up soon. Keep an eye out for that one. It's a platform that I'm sure everybody would find useful. Okay, so when you think about bars and restaurants, so similar to the fashion businesses, bars and restaurants can digitalize their products. At the least, you want to have online bookings, reservations, home deliveries, e-commerce, etc. But also start thinking about how, for example, if you have a restaurant, how can you allow people to engage over food? Can people create their own menus that you publish on your restaurant in your restaurant menu, right? Can you create a platform where people can interact like that, share their creations, get others to try them, have ratings and reviews on those platforms as well? So you start promoting engagement. What about if you have a bar? Why don't you allow people to create their own cocktail mixes? So imagine I could go to a bar and I say I want a cocktail. As I'm standing at the bar, I have an app from this bar where I can select my mixes. Instead of picking something from the menu, I can select my mixes, what I want, press send, that order goes to the bar. The bar makes me my customized cocktail, and then the bar can choose to again publicize that as part of their menu. I have this menu. I have a cocktail named after me at a bar. There's a certain pride that comes with that. I would want to share that information with people. Hey, by the way, check out my cocktail at this bar. Which could also lead to some network effects as people start visiting to create their own drinks and visit that bar because they can customize their cocktails from a mobile app, right? So we start thinking about how we can platformize regular everyday businesses. So think about medical platforms. You could have medical directories. One interesting thing that you could do in medicine is this, right? You could actually, when you look at emerging economies, third world countries, a lot of the hospitals and doctors, they don't have the technical know-how, the tool or the infrastructure to create telemedicine platforms. So you could actually innovate, create a telemedicine platform. Imagine a platform that gives a doctor everything that they need. So the customer comes there, looks for a doctor. Sorry, the patient comes, looks for a doctor. The patient will say what kinds of ailments they have. The platform would automatically match them to a doctor. The patient looks at the doctor's profile, reads the reviews, ratings. The patient books an appointment, pays on the platform. The doctor receives this booking. The patient can communicate with the doctor on this platform. They can have video consultations on this platform. The doctor just clicks on video call. they call the patient, they can communicate. Everything is happening on this platform. And instead of the doctor spending 20,000 to 30,000 pounds to develop this platform, you charge them a small fee, maybe 50 to 100 pounds every month, and then you have multiple doctors on this platform using your platform infrastructure. You can even go down the medical supply chain by bringing in some new market sites onto the app. So pharmaceutical companies could come. You could bring hospital equipment supply companies as well. So, for example, imagine a pharmaceutical company comes onto the platform. When a doctor gives prescriptions, the user right there on the app can pick a pharmacy and pick up those prescriptions from the pharmacy as well. Everything is happening on this ecosystem. You have brought multiple market sites, doctors, pharmacies, patients, medical equipment suppliers. There are now multiple sites engaging on this platform, creating value for each other, and every interaction that happens, the platform owner keeps a commission or keeps um, get some kind of monetary value. In addition to those, the platform owner could decide to, because the platform owner would collect a lot of data from this platform. So you could decide to monetize the data that you collect in numerous ways. You could do it in ways that don't identify the patients at all. For example, if a company wants to know, or if the government wants to know the most common illnesses in a particular city, if you have all of these data where people are interacting on your platform, you would be able to provide those kind of data, expose your API and your platform to organizations to pick out those kinds of data that you hold, right? So you can turn these kinds of platforms into very lucrative platforms, providing a vertical supply chain service or a vertical supply chain platform that brings everybody in the medical ecosystem together, or almost everybody. So nursery schools, this is one of the platforms that, this is one of the business sectors. You remember at the start I said not every business can be platformized, right? A lot of business can be platformized, but not every business can be platformized. Can you think about how you can create a platform for out of nursery school? Forget about a marketplace where I can find nursery schools or I can find nannies. Beyond that, how can you platformize a nursery school or a nursery product? Can you please leave a comment? Leave a comment below if you have any ideas around nursery school. I'd like to hear from you, and I'd like you to share your thoughts on that. So where do you go from here? Please go to my website, Christian. Thank you very much. Also, thank you guys for listening this far. If you've been here, if you got this far, that means you've listened to me for about almost an hour, if not more than an hour so far. Therefore, if you want to learn more, please go to my website, christianjunior.com. Go to events. You will see all of our latest events, training programs, where we'll talk more about platform businesses. We share a lot more ideas and concepts around platform business strategies or platform business models and platform business designs. Right? So most specifically, we have some programs coming around. So after you've designed your platform, you'd realize advertising is now the most important thing that you need to focus on. We'll look at a practical advertising training course. It runs for 5 to 8 weeks. You should have a look at our website for that. Another program is the Digital Strategy Program, which this program will talk about platform business for an entire week. We will design platform strategies. You would work with platform businesses, we'll walk through practical case studies where you would actually set up a platform business and nurture that business for 10 weeks. And then you really understand the concepts around platform business strategies. We'll touch on a whole bunch of other things during this program too. Then the final bit, one of the programs that you should look at is digital risk management. Your platform is as secure as you know how to make it secure. So you need to understand the risks of that digital platforms face, and you need to understand how to create a risk management regime, how to carry out risk analysis, identify this risk, and then start dealing with the risks. Finally, you want to look at the future of money. If you're interested in financial technology, if you're interested in setting up a financial services business, then this program is very useful. We will touch more about fintech platform business model, where we're specifically looking at platform businesses for financial services organizations. So this is also a very useful program. You can find all these training programs on my website, like I said, christianjunior.com /events, right? If you want to watch more videos, please go to my website, christianjunior.com /CJTV. You will find many other videos there similar to this one. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you found this session useful. Thank you, and do have a good day.